Welcome back, everyone, to Sippin on Rosé with Mayra and Denise. For this episode, by popular demand, everyone keeps asking for her.
Everyone. The DMs don't stop.
We have your favorite special guest back. So just sit back and enjoy.
So thankfully, it was not that hard for me to get this special guest back on our episode. I just had to walk down the hall. Yes, that's right. It's Sury. She's back. Hi, One more time. How are you, Sury?
What's up, public?
Girl, you were missed.
Where's that?
Yeah.
I didn't know I had that many followers.
Oh, you do. You're very popular.
No, pues wow.
So, on today's episode, we were talking before we started, and I think one of the things a lot of people are doing right now because of the pandemic and we can't go out is doing online dating, you know? And it worked out so perfect with our special guest because let me tell you, this special guest of ours is a pro in dating apps. She has tried out many and...
7.
Oh. Okay, wow.
7 different dating apps.
I should have made it 8. Damn. I effed up.
So I think it is a perfect person to come and talk about it and, you know, teach all of you guys about it. You know, all our listeners and all your fans. So they don't want to hear about these dating apps.
You know how I enjoy exposing my life in front of the public. All for the sisterhood.
There you go. All for Sippin on Rosé.
I got
So, how about you start off with telling us the names of the different apps, and with like the first one, I think would probably be interesting.
Yeah. So the first one I ever tried, God, it was years back. It was probably like I want to say like 6 years ago. It was actually one of the sisters that put me on it. They were single at the time. And I was like, what are you guys doing? And we were supposed to be low-key having pledging, and we were just on break. So they were on the apps, and we're on this app. So it's actually called POF, which is Plenty of Fish. That's the first dating app. It's like so... How do you put that? It's the most basic, the most outdated. Think of it like your first iPhone type of app.
Oh.
That's how like... old school
But it was
is.
6 years ago.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was very relevant. Yeah, I guess 6 years ago. So, they're like, "Oh my God, is this?" I'm like, "What the hell?" Like, I'd never done online dating, and I was like, "Sure, why not?" Still single at the time. I allowed these sisters to create my profile, and then little by little, they were just teaching me their ways in that like 2-hour span that I was visiting them. So, that's the first dating app that I tried.
So after they did the profile, were you still like on it, or did you like delete it? Like
no, it was on it. I had to literally like mute my phone notifications because I got like hits right away.
You got hits. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
So the way that app was set up is kind of it's not like a swipe right and left type of thing. Mm-hmm. It was more of like they could message you. You had your profile, and they could directly message you for free if they wanted to talk to you.
Okay.
And then you could talk to them or block them. So my phone was constantly going up. So it wasn't like I had like restrictions on the guys.
So anyone could message you. Oh my God, I would like that.
It was just a lot. So then you're able to change the restrictions. So I was able to like fix that and whatever. I think I went on like, I want to say like 3 actual dates from there.
Wow.
Were you nervous of your first one?
Oh my God, yeah, I was. I was actually catfish on my first.
Oh no!
It wasn't like, oh, it's a totally different person. It was like a 40-year-old version compared to what it was on the app. But it was a guy. What's it called when they're like, when they wear a hat and they're like, I was hatfish, or like they're bald. He had no hair. So like the pictures he had in his profile were him, but I want to say they were like at least 5 years younger. And then he had hair. Wow. He had hair
in the picture.
In the picture. So this was before I was
Mentiroso.
even. Yeah, I know. So this was even before I was in Snapchat or whatever, because you know there's tips and tricks now that you go dating. I must know if you get online dating. So we went out, and I was like, well, I don't know him. Like, I ain't trying to die or get murdered or any of this. So I told him, I was like, all right, I have to go buy a gift at the mall. You can meet me at the mall, and then you can help me shop for the gift. And sure enough, he met me at the mall, whatever. It was him, but again, it was a version of him older, and he had less hair, and I was very, very disappointed.
Oh.
And
Were you nervous or like?
At the beginning, I was like, oh my God, because I had never done that, but I was like, I didn't feel like I wasn't safe because I was in a public place where I could just literally scream. I'm like, nobody's taking me nowhere. Yeah. And then again, I'm tall as hell, so for him, he would have to get a fight with me if he's trying to like push me into a car. So I was just nervous about the whole experience because I had never done that. So when I met him, I was like really trying to have my poker face of the shock that it was just like, oh my God.
Dude, my face would have told it all.
Hell no, bro. I would have been like, oh yeah, I'm just buying a gift card. I think I'm good, you know?
I know. He was nice. He was having conversation, and I just kept looking at him. And in my head, I was like, this is so effed up. I was literally catfish on the first date.
That sucks.
So then
that would have literally like broken my heart. I'd be like, I can't do this no more.
Right. I was like,
I would have been traumatized.
I was like, wow. So then, like, whatever, it ended, and, like, he walked outside the mall with me. He's like, it was nice meeting you. And I was like, yeah.
Did he try to give you a kiss?
No, he did try to ask me for another date, and I was like, that's not gonna happen. No. Because, I'm very straightforward. I later gave it to him straight. I was like, look, that's not gonna happen. I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was like, you really need to I was still really nice. I was like, you really need to update your profile.
Oh my God.
And I was like, those pictures are how old? And he said it. I was like, yeah, no. I was like, I appreciate it. This was fun, but good luck. And he was really not expecting me to say that because his face was kind of like in shock. And I think he was a little bit bitter, but I was like, boo-boo, you should not have been lying about your pictures in the first place.
Dude, but like, I could totally see, like, can you imagine, like, because I could see that happen, like, what do you do? Like, when you don't have, you meet a guy, doesn't have hair, or even, like, with this quarantine, that quarantine weight, I'll be like, believe it or not, honey, I took that picture 5 months ago, and then, but this quarantine, like, damn.
I know. So that was my first experience, and I was like, for a minute, I was like, okay, I'm not really doing this. And I would just go in when I would be bored, and I just, like, had conversation. Because, I mean, especially me personally, the reason why I got into online dating, because I'm very, very busy. Yeah. So my schedule is really busy, and other than going out with, us with our friends, 90% of the time, guys are shorter than me. And the 10% of the time, the ones that are tall have girlfriends. So when we would get out, my ratios were not very good.
Yeah.
And I just didn't have time for it. So I'm like, okay, let me give this a try, which is what kind of I did. So for me, at least, getting to know someone with conversation, because that's important to me, I felt like, okay, if I'm able to talk to this person and they keep my attention online, then you really have a potential to talk to me.
Yeah.
If we go out.
Because, I mean, online, you have to have the conversation.
Right. Your personality has to be, like, the first thing, So, yeah,
so you did that one, and then you were like, all right, let me explore a few more. Which one did you do next?
So, what's the one I told you? The spokes.
Zooks.
Okay, yeah. I tried
Zooks.
Does anyone want to try it?
Okay, Zooks. That one was weird. That one, I think I was just in for like a minute. And again, the guys can message you right away. Like, you swipe right in life, but they can message you without you, like, restricting them to message you unless you, like, block them or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then people could go in your profile. It was just, the whole setup was very weird and so complicated.
Yeah. So you would rate it a 1 out of 10, 10 being it was the best?
No, we were more like a 5 or 4. I didn't like it. I didn't like how it was set up. I think it had too many stuff on it. And then it would be like, okay, this guy liked you, but he's in, like, New York. And I was like, okay.
What am I going to do over there,
Well, so you couldn't have filter it.
The filters, it was very limited to the filters. You would actually have to pay for the stuff like that. I was like, I don't got time for it.
Yeah, because, they'll give you, like, I guess, like,
the promotion.
The free version of it. But then, like, they, like, catch you with, like, pay $40 a month and you'll get all these filters. And
oh my God.
I know.
So I didn't like it, so I deleted that. And then I actually...
Okay, Zooks over. Then what else?
Then I was in Tinder for a while.
Tinder, I think that's like the most popular.
Yeah, but it was before Tinder. So I was in Tinder twice. I was in Tinder when it was old school Tinder. When it was still like in between like for dating and for hookups. Versus how now it's a little more for hookups. Like Tinder is known for that.
Oh,
so it's so funny because when I set my profile up, like it was set up a certain way, and then after I broke up with my ex, I went back on Tinder and I was like totally like blown away of how everything changed. They changed their way of like, you know, the template of how I formatted, like the guys that were there. It was a little more like casual dating how it is now. So it was very different. I like Tinder. I met a couple of guys there. They were themselves. By that point, I learned the tricks and techniques of dating. So one of them, never again did I go out with a guy before I actually saw them.
Okay. So like you FaceTime
Yeah,
them?
so either I would like FaceTime them or they would, you know, if I didn't want them to have my number because sometimes I just don't feel like blocking numbers.
Yeah.
I would give them my Snapchat.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, you need to like FaceTime me in the Snapchat. So I know it's you.
Yeah. So I know you have hair.
And
you know?
yeah, exactly. So that happened. I met a couple guys. It didn't work out. Like some of them I talked to and some of them I didn't. And some of them were just like virtual. They never made an effort to be in person with me.
Cool. So Tinder, you would rate?
I think like a 7.
Okay.
8. I guess
Really?
it depends. Yeah, 7, 8. Depends on what you're looking for. Because you have a little bit of everything. And I feel like you're going to get definitely a lot of hookups because most of the guys are there for that. I did get offered in that one, the whole being a threesome. Couples going there for me to be their third. In Tinder, I had another, it was a catfish, but it was an older catfish. So it was him, but like he put a picture of him when he was in his 23. And he was 30 now.
Oh, hell no.
And then
Why they gotta do that?
Oh my god, I was so annoyed. And he was cool and whatever. And then
So Sury agrees to go out with them, duh.
I know. And I got mad. I got so mad. I was like, you know what? I was like, that's not right. And I told him, I was like, look. And then he's like, you know what? You're beautiful, all this stuff. I'm like, all right, thank you. But that doesn't accept the fact that you catfish me. And then he's like, okay, well, you know what? I was like, good luck with everything. And he literally offered to be my sugar daddy. He's like, if you ever need a sugar daddy, hit me up. And I was like, no, thank you.
You're like, oh, dang.
Well, yeah, I've gotten offered that before. And
That's so crazy. I actually didn't know that that's what Tinder was known for, like hookups instead of
I thought
more.
it was like dating.
So, which, you know, now that I think about it, it's a little side note. Mayra and I are actually doing this thing for a friend where, like, we're helping her, you know, like, kind of, like, meet people and stuff.
Yeah.
And we're trying to set up blind dates for her. So, we opened an app for her and Tinder, the dating app, and we put her pictures and everything. But whenever, like, a guy, like, says, you know, like, swipes, what are the way do they swipe?
Right, yeah.
For our friend, we let them know, like, from the start, hey, this is, you know, like, this person's, you know, like, friend. We're trying to set up a blind date for her and stuff, you know. But now that I think about it, Mayra, why'd you pick Tinder if that's a hookup thing? My friend is trying to, like, be serious.
I'm married. How am I supposed to know?
I don't know. Google it.
But honestly, I'm on it and I'm just, I hate it. Like, I don't like it. Like, I think it's
I never use it.
It's like cheap version. I don't know, cheap version of I don't know what, but I don't know. It's just like,
It's
nah.
I've like not used it. But I know, like, when I've seen, like, Sury, you know, because I know, like, Sury, like, has and stuff, she'll, like, let me, you know, like, mess around with it.
I'll let her swipe for me, guys. That's how much I love my friends. I'm like, okay, you can swipe for me.
You know, but then I remember, like, a couple of times, like, I forget that they're beast for Sury, so that I'm like, for me, and then also she's like, where are all these short guys messaging me? And I'm like, he's cute, and like, but it's not for me. I'm like, oh yeah, my bad.
And I was like, awkward.
Yeah, and I remember a couple times you were like, oh, my friend swiped.
I literally tell them,
right?
like, my girl just swiped for you. Sorry about the inconvenience.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's because I forgot.
They're short, Mayra.
I don't know, but like, why do you have to give them a whole explanation? I just like wouldn't even respond.
Because they're over here spitting game. I'm like, nah, baby boy, don't even go that route. Because
they were probably like, ay, esta chiquitita grandota esta me quiere.
I know. I mean, I do know people that have gotten married from Tinder. I do know people.
And I've heard that. I mean, I don't know them personally, but I heard that. But I just wanted to say that now I feel bad that this is where we're setting our friend with blind dates. You know,
guys, but I didn't know. I'm married. How am I supposed to know?
I don't know. Well, I mean, I'm just saying because you were the one that like kind of had the idea. You were so excited.
But like
that,
all I've heard was like about Tinder. So like I didn't know there was like I heard of like eHarmony and Match.com, but I felt like that was more like older people.
Right.
So I didn't do that, but like all I hear was Tinder. No. So
I mean we were just trying to be good friends, but I think we're.
Hey, the guys have been really nice on there.
That's true.
I mean, I'm not saying they're not there. There's guys I've met that are meant there for that, but like the majority of them are for hookups or for casual or guys who just trying to have fun you always get the ones that are like, oh, I don't know, I'm trying to see where this goes. I'm just like, you know.
Oh, but you know what I was thinking about? I was telling Julian about that. All I kept seeing was like a lot of guys in their early 20s.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just thinking like, okay, because in my head, I'm thinking that it's a dating site. Like, why would you want to go on a dating site so young? Like, why don't you go to a bar? Why don't you like...
Did you put the restrictions?
Well, maybe, I did. Like, I mean, if you're talking about this recently, you know, Mayra, like everything is closed right now. We're in a pandemic.
But I feel like
now they're, but especially being Tinder, I feel like they're just literally trying to find probably hookups there.
Yeah, that they just like to spend the time.
Sanitize and wrap.
Right.
I mean, I'm saying.
So that one was
I learned something new for sure, you know, and I think now Mayra and I are gonna make some adjustments to this friend of ours that we're trying to help because I feel bad.
Poor woman. Poor woman.
So okay, you were done with Tinder, Sury, and then what did you do after?
So I got into what is it called? I'm going blank right now. Hinge. Sorry, Hinge. So
was that before or after Bumble?
Bumble. It was in Bumble. Okay, so Bumble, I just like tried it a little bit. That was before my ex and after my ex. Bumble is just for white people. I'm gonna say it out there. Like, really? If you like güeritos, like, baby girl, you're gonna find your pollito right there. You're gonna find your pollito right there. There are different like races. I'm not gonna lie. Like, mind you, I am not particular in any, but like white boys are not really my flavor. White boys are not really.
We're like dropping the mic here.
We got a little excited laughing.
So white boys personally for me are not my cup of tea. You know, I have other tastes. But the majority of Bumble is white boys. She
likes her chocolate men.
Yeah. So with the thing I do like about Bumble is the way it's set up. So the way it's set up is like swiping left or right. But the guys can message you. The girl has to do the first move.
Ooh.
So if you're that type of person that are used to the guy sending you message, it actually helps that you actually have to do the pickup line pretty much.
Yeah.
So any of the guys that
yo baby, what's up?
Any of the guys that I matched with, I had to be the one that I had to message them in order for that. So
you really had to like that
I literally
because you're putting yourself out there.
Exactly. Which was interesting. And then when they updated it, they actually give you like startup conversations that you could use. But
good.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, either pickup lines or whatever you want to help. Like, it gives you like prompts if you're not really good at it.
Literally me. That's what I would have been doing.
So I thought that was nice, but it was still like over like 50 of the profiles that I swiped, I would like 3 of them. Oh. And I mean, and so I was just like, yeah, this is not for me. So I tried it in and out for a couple things. Like I said, I had a couple of conversations, but I never went on a date with any of them.
And I remember though, because I know you said with like Bumble, you know, like, oh, it's like güeritos and stuff. But I'm assuming also like your location, because didn't one of our sisters meet her boyfriend out at Bumble in Miami?
Yeah, it's location wise. Yeah, that's true. But the majority is güeritos though. Like the majority.
Because he's a Cubano. So.
Yeah, no. I mean, but when you think about it, if it's Miami, right. How many güeritos are you
that's what I'm
really
saying. I think also depending, like, I mean, if someone like in Miami or like California uses it,
they're gonna have more of a ratio. Yeah, it's true.
But here in like Chicago.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. But it's majorly for like güeritos. If you go on, it's like güerito, Indian, güerito, morenito, Indian. You know. So for me, it was just like, but I did like how it was set up. I like the forming of it. And I think the most recent one that I tried out, it's my favorite one from all the ones, was Hinge.
Really?
Yeah, and it's actually very popular now. They even have commercials on TV about it and stuff. And actually,
I can actually talk about this one.
I gave her a tutorial on it.
So I think it was like the beginning of this year. I finally was like, because I was always like, no, I'm not gonna do online dating. Like, that's gonna be weird. Like, I don't know. I don't like it. But then I was like, you know what? 2020, this was before Rona, guys. I was like, 2020, what's up? New decade. Why not? If I hate it, but I just wanted like the one. And I was like, all right, Sury, master of all apps.
Sensei, Sensei, tell me, teach me your ways.
Please tell me,
Literally.
which one to like use and stuff. And she was like, oh, okay. She's like, well, out of, all of them, the one that I recommend the most is Hinge. And I was like, all right, you sure? She's like, yeah. I was like, all right, cool. So then I did download it and I did use it and I liked it.
Right?
I liked it. I definitely did meet a couple of people and stuff. They were pretty cool. Like, good conversations. I did not go on any dates. But I did meet this one guy that actually like became a really good friend of mine and we're still in touch and he like, it was good. It was actually a good experience. I like how it's set up. Sury knows about my friend and he's awesome and just I don't know, like I think it wasn't a bad experience for me and like if I were to like decide to go back, I definitely would do that one again. Just because I like how it was set up, like that with the prompts, like.
Yeah, so we'll explain it for those who are not about online dating, have never seen it. So generally, if you think about it, like Tinder is usually like swipe right, swipe left, and when you swipe right, you get the message and it pops up, right? And you start the conversation and whatever. And
we have a tornado warning,
and the lights just
are like flickering off. So we're just like,
today is not a day, guys.
What's gonna happen?
Por favor. No,
so
yeah, but I have charged.
This may be the end of Sippin.
Oh my god, no, it's raining pretty bad again. Back to the dating thing. We'll bring it back. So the way the profiles are set up, you have the swipe left, swipe right. And what I really like about it that's very cool is that the actual profile is not just a little paragraph underneath your picture. It actually is, think of it like a scrolling profile and you have your multiple pictures and then you can do like a prompt in the picture describing what it's for. Or you can be like, oh, I'm looking for the next adventure or something that I don't like in a relationship is this. So they're actually more conversational starters. And the way of liking it, you can either like the picture or you can actually like the comment that they write. So so that way you just don't think that the person is just looking at you for your looks, but it's actually looking at you for like to start a conversation based on something interesting that you shared. Or like, tell me 3 truths and a lie. Something like that. Yeah. So I think that was why it was one of my favorite ones. And when Denise asked me, which I was super excited when she asked me that she wanted to try.
I was nervous.
I was like, yes! About time!
Finally! And I'm like, it's hard because you know what pictures to play. Yeah. You don't know what to say. And like, I mean, the prompts were like real cool. For example, like, it'll ask you super random stuff like, it'll ask you something about like your fears or like, it's not just like, oh, the ideal date. No, like, it'll ask you about like life or goals, just like,
things you would literally ask in a date.
Yeah, just really cool. Like you said, just a good way to like start conversation. I really liked it. I did really like it. I did take my time creating my profile, finding the right pictures with the right angles.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But it was good.
Cool. And then when it does that, what it does, it notifies you that, oh, this person like your whatever you wrote or this person like your picture.
Yeah.
And then you can start the conversation.
And you just reply.
And then you reply. But it's still a matching process, but it's more like specific and more like organic, I feel, than rather just like the other ones which is just, okay, let me like the picture, like the other picture, and they don't really put anything in your profile.
I like that it had because it does the way it's set up, like, so in the beginning when you just start scrolling like down with the info, it has obviously a picture, you could put a caption, then you put a prompt, whatever, but then in your main thing you obviously put your name, whatever you want to put, your
my
age.
God, yes, my favorite part.
Yes.
And the height.
Yes.
Oh,
for me.
I was just looking at your phone and you were showing me the app, and I was like, oh my God, it does say those things, because I remember when I was on the Tinder thing for our friend, it doesn't ask those things.
No.
And I feel like a lot of things when I kept scrolling through the guys for my friend or whatever, like I'm like, Jesus, like why doesn't it tell the height? Or because I really like
it has the height, and then it has like it'll say like drinking or something.
And
like they drink or smoke, and then if they have kids or if they're open to kids. So I thought that was all really cool too, you know, because you just, and then they'll have like, you know, if you want to put like the area you live, and even like if you want to put like what religion you are or something like that.
So
like,
it has a lot of options.
Which it's cool. It's really cool.
I still think it's my favorite one. I was a little disappointed when they changed the height to premium. Not gonna lie. So when I was originally on it, I was like, okay, this is awesome. So then I would default it. So any guys that are only taller than 6 feet were allowed to see my profile. Nobody shorter than 6 feet would be allowed to see my profile.
But then they changed.
But then they're like, JKB is for premium.
Pay that premium.
So then I would get all these matches, and then I would look at the height. I was like, baby boy.
They're like, there's no way you are 6 feet.
No. And they would ask me, and they were like, are you really this tall? I'm like, why would I lie about my height? Are you really this tall? They're like, yeah. I'm like, this is not gonna work. All I can offer you is friendship, but you're cute. So I think till this day I feel that's the one that I like. And actually one of my cousin's best friends, she found her fiance there, and she's getting married to him.
Oh my god. And actually one of our girlfriends, when we went to LA, she like was single. Yeah, she was single at the time, and like she had already tried dating apps, and she's like, I don't like it, it's a really bad experience. So then Sury was like, have you tried Hinge? And she's like, no, I haven't. She's like, try it, like, you know, I've heard good things, it's my favorite. She found her girlfriend there, and they're still dating to this day.
Like a year
it's gonna
plus.
be almost
2 years.
No,
2 years.
We went last year.
Oh yeah.
She started dating her, so it's gonna barely be like a year.
That's right. You should be like the spokesperson.
Though she told me I was gonna be the madrina to her wedding already. She's like, I was like, you're gonna be my madrina. I'm like, I got you.
I'm just invited to the wedding. That's what I want.
No, seriously, I should call like Hinge and be like, yo, you need to hire Sury for your like marketing.
I'm making money. I'm over here creating.
She'd be the one coming out in the commercials, you know, like.
He's gonna change the height back to whatever.
Yeah.
The people have requested the height for free.
So do you feel like Hinge, you were able to like have like a relationship with people, or was it also a hookup?
There's definitely, you're still gonna, guys are always gonna want sex, period, right? But there's been guys that literally, it will tell you, I'm here for a relationship, I'm here for like casual, like it tells you what they're for, and also to conversation. But the majority of the guys that I came across there were meant for looking for something.
Yeah, the ones that I talked to as well, like they were very like, they're really cool, and just like very like, okay, like let me get to know you. Like, you know, they would talk about like their job and stuff like that. So I think maybe like I only got like a couple that like it was kind of like, oh,
it was like,
hey,
it was like the inverted version of Tinder, pretty much. Like this is like 80% of people trying to find a relationship, and then you get the 20 whatever percent that.
And even you couldn't even tell by like the prompts which ones they pick out, you know, because like the ones I feel that like were looking for some serious, they would use prompts where they could talk about like their family maybe, you know, or something like that, not like just like about
where am I gonna take you on a first date, or all this stuff that
like what are
they didn't pick like basic.
Right, exactly. Yes. So till this day that's my favorite. I recommend it for anybody single, especially right now.
During a pandemic.
But there's a lot of, you know, things FYIs to know about dating.
Yeah.
Definitely if you don't want to get catfish, don't trust on that picture. You don't know if that's that person. You don't know if that's a cousin. Oh, actually, that's another one. Another app that I use. I was in between apps between Hinge and Chispa. So I like Latino.
That one, remember, because they would like promote it all the time on Instagram.
Yeah.
And it was with this really hot guy. And I'm like, Sury, why haven't you been on this one?
That guy was never in my list. Let's just say he never came across. I was so disappointed.
He is so cute.
He was so fun. Like, I was like, oh, Dios mío.
Like, he looks Latino, like.
Probably like a model or a
probably.
Well, we were looking for him,
okay? I'm about to message him false advertisement. No, actually, the thing about it, so Chispa, when it originally came out, I had gone on it, and then I deleted it right away because there was a lot of like paisas, and they were just short and old. I was like, nope. Yeah. Like, it was like really a lot of like short men. I was like, I can't do this. So then once it got popular again, like recently, I went back on it, and I was on it with Hinge at the same time. And it's so funny how you will see the guys on Chispa, and then you will see the guys on Hinge.
Yeah.
And it'd be the same guy having different profile. Well, the same person, but a profile in each dating app. Oh, yeah. So like, for example, in Chispa, it's like Tinder, but for Latinos. Well, how it works.
Yeah.
but it'd be funny because it tells you your nationality, like what type of nationality you have, and then guys that would not put their height, and then they would have a Hinge account, and I was like, oh, you too short, I can't match with you type of thing. So it was interesting to see that dynamics. But
I think it was Chispa, the one that you let me like swipe, because I was like, come on, there has to be like some. I've seen this on Instagram. Let's find that guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, but I mean, I found a couple cute ones, and those were the ones that she was like,
that would message
he's
me.
too short. I'm like, oh yeah.
That my girl just messaged you. So that one, I think that was the last one I tried. But
I think you were.
Definitely, you want to make sure, if you're not comfortable giving the numbers, I don't give my number like that at the beginning. So I just give people my Snapchat, and then I start conversations there. And then after that, I demand that they send me a FaceTime video of them, or FaceTime me in the Snapchat or iPhone, whatever. If you have an Android, well, I can't help you, but get a video. And to see if they're them, and if they refuse, that's a red flag for you. I feel like if it's the person, then they shouldn't have a problem showing you whatever it is. Other than that, just make sure you're in a public place. Never meet them at their homes. I know, like, right now it's crazy, but don't do that. You can, like, date them through the phone. It's totally normal right now. Just don't meet them. Whatever.
Don't go to their place, Sury. No, I would tell her, like, yo, girl, send me your location. Like, you know, you never know. Like, come on. Yeah.
And I was like, and I told Denise, I'm fine. Like, I know who this is, you know? But it's after multiple, I guess, encounters. What else? I think those are the big ones. Those are the big ones. Location, public, or letting somebody know who you're going. I mean, and making sure it's them. That's the biggest thing. You don't want to be catfish. Yeah.
And like, you meeting them there, not having them pick you up, like, know where you live and stuff.
Sure, right,
you know?
Exactly. Yeah. Have your own transportation. It's cute that they're offering to pick you up, but I'm like, nah, I'll just see you there, baby boy. Thank you. You're cute. Yeah. But no. So, overall, that's, I guess, my experience with it. Everyone has
so, like, one. From, like, 0 to 10 being great, how would you rate your overall experience with dating app? Do you think it, like, works? Do you think it's, like...
It definitely does. It does. If you do it the right way. And I guess it depends on what you're looking for. It's always going to work for sex. If you want sex, it's always going to be there. Not a given. That is very accessible. It's like a kid in a candy shop. Hello, baby boy. This is what I want. The same with dating, but yeah, it really is. Especially with guys, they'll be down to do whatever.
Yeah.
Like, even you would come across, like, couples that will want to ask you to be their third. Or they're like, oh, yeah, we're looking for a
like, I remember this one guy, like, we, in Hinge that I, like, you know, met and, well, like, I talked to, we matched or whatever. He commented my thing, whatever. And, he literally was, like, straightforward, like, from his first message, once, like, I, like, accepted or replied. And he was like, you know what? Like, I'm in town visiting, you know, my brother. I'm from, I don't know where he was from, some other state.
I remember him.
Yeah. And he was just like, you know, like, honestly, like, I'm just here for the weekend. I want to, like, have a good time. I want to hook up. You down? I was like, nah, like, I'm actually trying to find someone, you know?
So, like you said it, but overall, dating-wise...
Well, you gotta be careful, too. I mean, like, if that's your thing, you know, if you want to do it, no shame. But, I mean, you gotta, like... ask for...
I feel like it's...
STD test or something.
Oh, well, yeah, but that's in general, even when you hook up with someone.
Yeah, like meet someone at the bar, or you just know, you
that's
meet
like
someone, period.
Dating in general. Like, I feel like it makes it easier and complicated at the same time. I feel like you're the type of person that you're awkward and you have the way of talking. Maybe this is a little of an outlet for you if you're not socially awkward. But overall, my experience has been good. I met a couple people. I've had friends that I've met through there. Relationship wise, not really, but it's not that I haven't gone on dates with guys. It's just I haven't really been compatible to that extent.
Yeah. So
I do recommend it, especially to if you're the type of person that your schedule is very busy or it's not easy for you to date.
Yeah.
Like, online dating is the norm now. Like, literally, that's what people are.
And I think even, you know, like, for us, so one of the reasons why, like, I know I had, like, decided to is, like, all right, well, you know, I didn't meet anyone in school, you know, like, to, like, be in a relationship with. Well, I mean, I did, but it didn't work out. Okay, I'm out of school, like, finish my degrees and stuff. And then the second thing would be, like, work. Okay, I work with all females pretty much, you know, and I'm not going to obviously want to be dating really, like, my work. So I'm like, all right, no, that didn't work. So then, yes, I go out, but I mean, I tried it, like, you know, talking to someone that I meet at, like, a bar or something. No, like, come on, we're both out there to have fun. Like, it's not something serious. So then it's like, where do I turn unless like, you know, my best friends or like my close friends like introduce me to someone, you know?
Yeah.
Really like where am I gonna find anyone, you know? So then I'm like, all right, I guess I could give it a try, you know, but I mean,
yeah, so overall
I
it's
don't
good.
think there's no shame in it either, you know? Like, it's just another way to...
It is.
I think back of, like, MySpace, you know? I feel like even people were meeting through MySpace,
oh, yeah.
you know? I even think nowadays, today, like, there's people who are together and they met on MySpace, you know?
oh
and
yeah, for sure.
now.
I was like
It's
top
fun.
5 for like a lot of like, you know, these
hilarious.
guys.
Pero,
You know, I would do the whole, I post a picture, I'd be like, this person owns.
no, you didn't.
Yes, I did. Oh my gosh.
But,
Well, we're not going to get into that.
Next episode, chime in.
You me.
Oh
my gosh.
Yeah.
But yeah, so pretty much it's a good thing. It's positive.
Overall, yeah.
You know, just as long as you're safe, you're careful, why not? You know?
Yeah.
But I think definitely with the tips that you gave are really good. There were tips that she gave me. And I'm like, all right, cool. And yeah, like I know for a fact that like the couple guys that like I did kind of talk to a little, it was like, all right, I need your, I literally was like, well, my roommate says I need to get your Snapchat first. See if you're real. And then I think maybe just like one ended up like, they reached my number, you know, like level. Yeah. The other ones, they didn't make it to that level.
Yeah,
you know?
because I'm like, it's very sketchy. I'm like, why would you not want me to see you? Like, are you not intending on seeing me in person? Like, what's up? Are you like, you know?
Yeah.
Actually, one time, now that I remember, one time a guy used his cousin's picture as like the guy I matched with in Cheese Spot. And then when I was already in conversation with him, he's like, that's not me. And I was like, what the fuck you mean is that you? And then he sent me a picture of him and he was güerito, like eran de Jalisco. Yeah. He's like, oh, I think you like me more better. And he's like, color eyes, güerito. And I was like, okay, no, I still find it unattractive. I'm like, I don't like people that lie to me.
Yeah,
I was
that
like,
right away is a, you know.
So I told him, I was like, oh yeah, I'm like, have a good life. Yeah, I blocked him, deleted him from my Snapchat. I'm like, why would you use your cousin's picture? He's like, oh, I was very skeptical. And I was like, okay. I'm like, but doesn't
How do you
mean
think that's going to make me feel now? I'm skeptical.
Yeah.
I was like, right. So I just treated his life, in other words, and then deleted him.
So pretty much, like, if you're gonna create an account, just use your picture.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
don't
you.
be using other.
And then a recent picture, not when you were like 5 years, 6 years ago.
Cuando tenías pelo.
If you're bald, baby, embrace it. Oh my god. Well, that's all I got, folks.
Thank you so much. We definitely did learn a lot with you, Sury.
I hope you did.
Know, your fans, they appreciate you, and I'm sure they can't wait to hear from you again.
If you have other podcast ideas with Sury, just let us know.
Yes,
She loves to be on our show.
Oh god.
She loves to expose herself.
Good.
But thank you so much, guys. I hope you guys are staying safe out there, and we will see you on our next episode, Sippin' on Rosé with Mayra and Denise.
Bye.
Bye-bye.